jasmine, oolong, green, and white. Long ago, these 4 teas were skillfully brewed at the Blissful Brew. Then, everything changed when the shop's popularity threatened its existence. All Mr. Okuran, the shop's owner and tea master, could do was to recruit 4 teenage orphans to learn his trade and staff his shop. A year has passed since the orphans were hired, and although their skills have progressed, they still have a lot to learn before they can brew anything. But I believe that they have the potential to make the Blissful Brew the greatest tea shop in the world. Last time on Benders Brews, an Avatar Legends podcast. The other 3 of you, all disguised as Hot Leaf Juice employees, are inside of Madame Yang's glass office. You've got the clue that Mr. Okuran left behind for you. Now, she has just appeared, and she seems like she might be headed up to her office.
You two, pick up those. Wait a minute. Those aren't Hot Leaf Juice uniforms. Who are you?
You reach out with your waterbending power. You fling some hot boiling water in the direction of Madame Yang.
It burns! It burns!
Accidentally spraying Bill.
As Bill gets hit by this, he's going to yell out in pain.
Okay.
And fall to his knees.
As you have a quick flash of being inside of a burning barn, I guess it was. Yeah.
It was a barn. My nightmare?
And you guys race off into
The sunset.
Do you got any bad burns?
I was caught in a barn fire. I would have gotten out, but I went back for my brother. He didn't make it. I pulled out my brother on fire, and my arms and legs went with him.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Benders Brews. We are on episode 9 of season 3, if you haven't been keeping track. And we're going to jump into some interesting character, the players introducing their characters. And then they're going to tell an interesting fact about said character. Something maybe I didn't even know. Actually, most of the stuff you guys announced to me is stuff I don't know.
Everything you do.
Yeah,
These are
that's
not
true.
GM approved.
It's true. Yeah, you guys are getting it raw, straight from the players.
Bill currently has 5,000 yuan in his back pocket. That's a fun fact.
You got the money? I thought
I got the
Brock
money.
had the money.
Which is really strange because I
did
am
say
the
5,000?
known
I
idiot.
meant 200,000 yuan. In
Hey,
his
you
back
were
pocket.
efficiently counting leaves last episode.
I am so good at counting.
You're good at counting, reading, but you don't need to read much when you're doing numbers.
No,
No,
like
no,
he
no.
said, he knows how to read. He just wants to see if Meeka could.
You're right, yeah. I'm like Floyd Mayweather. I don't need to read when I know how to count.
Right.
That was a literal Instagram post that he said while counting the money, like the winnings from his fight.
Hey, more
know,
power
The
to
man
him.
cannot
What are you
read.
gonna do?
50 Cent challenged him to read Cat in the Hat, and he did not comply.
Oh, he's missing out. I just read that the other day, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So-
Who would like to go first?
Well, I mean, Bill just said he has 200,000 yuan.
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
done.
now canon.
Hold on. All right, now
Okay.
they might not all be.
Good thing you took out those life insurance policies on this family.
When he disappeared
Or his
under
brother.
mysterious circumstances.
Oh, hey, yo.
He's got connections
Anyways,
to the underground. You
I
don't
can
know.
go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh,
Who are you?
I'm Cameron.
Nice to
play
meet you, Cameron.
Bill Dorr, or
Awesome.
as we've been soon revealed, Ash
Brittany.
And Bill is a sucker for a smoothie.
A smoothie. He doesn't like tea, but he likes smoothies.
Loves a good
Smoothies are fantastic.
Smoothies are fantastic, and he will try so many flavors for smoothies. He is not gonna just get the same one every time. He's like, ooh, new smoothie flavor,
Mhm.
flavor of the month. Heck yeah, I want it.
Right on.
And that's probably why most of the teas he was like randomly coming up with were like more like smoothie based teas, because he
Okay.
was just like, yeah, I like smoothies.
He's like,
Let's
yeah,
make it tea.
let's just make it cold and then blend it with some ice.
Yeah, I love it.
Sure, that makes sense. I feel really bad. There's this
Let's get those
really
leaves out of here. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Take those out. There's this amazing bubble tea place over not too far from where I live. It's called Top Tea. I'm willing to shout it out because it's just that great. But I feel kind of bad because they just came out with smoothies and they do a pina colada smoothie, and it is very possibly one of the greatest things I have ever drank in my life. And then I feel bad because I'm like, but I'm here for tea. But I really want to get the smoothie because it's so good. Their tea is also fantastic, but
You gotta get the
that
best
smoothie
thing.
is so good. Oh my gosh, the consistency, so creamy. Anyways, that's my interesting fact. Ha!
Done.
Now back to the players.
Is it to me?
Yeah, let's go for it. Go for it.
All right, I am Connor. I am playing Broccoli, and as we saw sort of in a previous episode, when he is stoned, he kind of unlocks an ability to break the fourth wall in the universe.
Becomes Deadpool.
I become Deadpool when stoned, so...
Acquire some guru level.
Do you think that is a meta joke in itself? That when you become stoned, hence the rock pond.
Yeah. He has such a connection with his earthbending that it bridges
It bridges the universe.
the universe and reality itself. Interesting.
Yep. Much like that. So I just need to get some sick weed before the final fight, and I'll be able to tell just about everything.
Wow.
I'll be able to break the fourth wall.
We've taken a very different direction than I thought we would as far as being less and less family friendly. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm totally kidding. That's interesting. No, I mean, hey, that episode was thoroughly entertaining between your stonedness and Meeka's attempts to seduce the guards.
While I was her brother wife.
Yes.
Her brother husband.
You're her brother wife.
I'm her brother wife.
Interesting.
Apparently, I'm a pathological liar.
Yeah. So, speaking of pathological liars. Wait, no, hold on. That's a bad intro. Michaela.
Gee. I'm
Totally
actually
kidding.
very bad at lying, so
Well, good.
Well, that in itself was a lie.
whatever. And no, anyway.
Man, I'm confused.
I'm Michaela, and I play Meeka. And Meeka's fun fact, maybe it's not so fun, is that whenever it's a light snow, it just makes her really sad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, there is a reason for that.
There's a reason for it?
Yep.
Is it something that could come up later? Or maybe it has come
It
up?
probably has come up in
All
my, intro story. What
Yeah, background. All right. Prequel episode. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So go check that out.
Yeah,
if you
go
haven't
check that
listened
out. Way to work in a little promo there.
You're
Hey. Awesome. All right, and then jumping over to Dave. I gave you the most information out of everybody.
Yep. So yeah, Dave playing Guo here, the Earthbender. And Guo sometimes at the carnival would offer kind of a tour / fast pass experience that he would skip out on his job duties when he could and get people to pay him for, to show him around the carnival, to help him cut in line, and he'd split the money with the people to let him jump to the front of the line or whatever, the other employees.
Pulling the fast pass at Disney World.
Yeah.
Nice. Except as a scam. Well, it wasn't a scam because, I guess you were following through with it. But it wasn't technically part of the normal operations.
It was a hustle.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would use his extra money to play other carnival games or enter pie contests or whatnot.
Absolutely. No, that makes sense. So when he was getting people ahead in line, does he just walk up and be like, I work here, these guys are priority or something?
Yeah, he would make something up. So.
They've got the membership.
It's okay. His son is very sick.
Oh no, he's pulling the sick kid bit.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
He's
no.
only got 2 weeks.
Or
Time to wait in line.
On the other hand, you could always do these guys paid to have priority, and then that makes other people go, wait, we can pay for priority?
Oh yeah, that's genius.
So I guess there's there's 2 ways. But I guess you'd have to read the crowd, which I feel like Will probably got really good at. He's like, oh, these guys would never they're not gonna go for that. But the sick kid thing will work for sure. Although if I'm the person that just like slipped you a couple yuan to get me ahead in line, I'm gonna be like, kid's nuts. What's going on here? And I don't know, maybe they just wouldn't ask questions. Or maybe again, you read people and you're like, yeah, this guy's cool. He would totally pay for this. He won't ask questions. He just wants to get in line. But awesome, fantastic. I'm Skylar. I'm the game master. I already said my interesting fact in reference to somebody else's interesting fact, which is what I love to do, which is just to piggyback off someone else's fact and then turn it into something that I do in real life. Anyways, let's jump into episode 9 of season 3 of Benders and Brews. All right, when you guys last left off, you guys had just narrowly managed to escape the hot leaf juice factory. Madame Yang was about to walk up and kind of basically catch you guys trying to get away. Meeka used her water bending to spray Madame Yang with hot boiling water. Unfortunately, it also singed her companion, Bill, who had sort of a flashback to his past involving hot things, specifically fire, but in this case, boiling water kind of singed his skin in a similar way that caused him to sort of remember some of that stuff that had happened long ago in his past. And as you guys were running out, Guo was able to kind of get him back to escaping. He donked Madame Yang real good, something that might come into play later on, possibly a maintained concussion, maybe a bit more severe. It was a pretty solid donk. So as you guys were escaping, Guo saw an individual from his past. It was Chang Sanani, the individual who used to run the carnival that sort of had Guo enslaved, for lack of better words. Had literally purchased Guo, had contractual papers of ownership over Guo until things happened. And if you want to learn more about that, obviously check out Guo's prequel episode. But whatever the case, you guys snuck past him or kind of just ran past him. Bill conked him on the face as well as he was leaving. And all of you made it safely into the tree line outside of the factory where you are now safely sort of away, not being pursued. And it's getting dark. You guys have kind of started setting up camp. Guo had started healing, putting some salve on Bill's burns. That's kind of, Bill gave a little bit of background into his past about his brother, losing his brother in a barn fire, which is where Bill had received the scars in the first place that kind of encompass a fairly wide half of his body.
Regular old barn burner.
Gosh, that's the second joke you've made at my brother's expense. Literal.
No, that wasn't in character.
Okay. Thanks, Guo. That feels a little better now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anything I can do to help you.
Can I just have Brock stay with like a mouthful of food? Hey, what's that? And just pointing to Bill's scar.
Scars? Jeez.
Did he just
Whoa,
say
whoa,
that?
You just.
I kind of just said Brock, but
Oh yeah, I was eating. Sorry.
oh,
You can't really hear over the sound of chewing
What are you eating?
rocks.
Okay, well, this makes sense actually.
I can also do a little thing to heal that.
What?
I think Meeka's trying to say she's sorry for burning you, and she can help you.
Wait,
in
you
some
burned
way.
him? Like a cool roast? Like, oh, you suck.
Well, it was a little more serious than that.
I lean towards Brock and go, she threw the hot water at me.
No,
What hot
I
water?
threw it at Madame Yang. You just happened to be in the way.
Oh, is that why you don't like tea, Bill?
No, actually, it's awful. It's terrible. Why do people put leaves in water? That doesn't make sense to me. It tastes awful.
Hmm.
No, I'm fine with hot things. I actually, nah.
Yeah, did you see
I
that
don't really
pirate lady
have,
we were
I
with?
really don't have much feeling on this side of my body. So you happen to hit the one part that's still fresh. So it's whatever.
Do you want me to, work on it heal a
How?
little bit?
Keep saying that. I don't know what that means.
Well,
Are you gonna put green moss on my quoted?
No. I can use my water to reinvigorate your wounds.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
a thing I
cool. Show me.
Okay.
Can you heal burn scars?
I don't think it works quite that well. But...
Oh, dang. Well, you can ask, can't you?
Since you're not in combat, I'm not gonna make you like roll. I think that's kind of like the key thing with rolling is that you're kind of like you're doing it in an intense situation. And right now, you guys are kind of in a restful situation. There's no reason why you couldn't grab some water. And if you want to give me kind of a rundown on how this waterbending healing works.
Yeah, so I apply water to reinvigorate and close wounds on a willing target. I mark a fatigue to heal an ally and reach who is evading and observing. And then I clear an appropriate status from them, clear 3 fatigue or 2 conditions. But for the sake of it not being in fight, we could just say close the wounds.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of the key thing here. We're saying the move just to like kind of establish that Meeka has the ability. That's kind of something that you chose when you were making your character. Yeah. So she has the ability to do the waterbending healing, which you do. You take some water. You're in a forest. I'm sure you could find like a little pond or something somewhere. In fact, you might even set up camp near one. But whatever, it's wherever they like flood. Like they got a huge pipe that kind of comes out way down the line from the factory into the forest. It just dumps.
Oh, don't tell me it's used tea.
Tea water. Yeah, I was going to say.
No.
Ironically, the same boiling water that they use to get the flavors in the tea.
Just less boiling.
It's just not boiling anymore, yeah. But the positive side is that the pond gives off somewhat of a pleasant smell because it's just had tons of tea just kind of boiling.
I will say, Bill doesn't like the taste of tea, but he's fine with the smell. It does smell really nice.
Yeah.
Probably not a lot of
do I
fish
still
in
mark
there.
fatigue for that?
You do still mark fatigue for that because you're still kind of putting forth some difficulty and effort.
Do I remove fatigue or is it more just closing whatever pain and wound I have?
What did it say on the ability, Michaela? Didn't it say clear?
It says clear an appropriate status from them and clear 3 fatigue and 2 conditions.
Whoa, that's a lot.
However, I don't know if we want to. Do we want to actually do the whole thing, or because like initially it says reinvigorate and close wounds on a willing target, and then I would mark a fatigue to reach an ally who is evading and observing.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Status.
I think it fits. Okay. Yeah.
So
you basically
taking a fatigue to remove 3 of mine as well as conditions. So.
Exactly. So yeah, this Bill, as you know, she applies this water to your wound and starts to kind of use this water bending, this very special, specific water bending techniques to sort of get the water in and sort of like invigorate, as she said, the cells from a molecular level to kind of help the process of healing along. You feel nice cooling sensation over your burns.
Do you place your hand on my...
I think it would be like she places her hand over the water, which is over your skin.
There's a barrier in between me and you.
Yeah.
That feels weird.
Yeah, probably would a little bit. It doesn't heal the scars like from the Skarsgårds.
I figured it. Oh yeah.
It doesn't heal the Skarsgårds. The Skarsgårds are the only people that are immune to waterbending healing abilities.
Oh.
But in this case, a gift is a gift.
It heals the fresh wound.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I feel like this is the part where you play the Icy Hot commercial
Yeah.
with Shaq.
Yeah, with Shaq. I was just gonna say Shaq just pops in.
After I'm done, I'm gonna go sit a little distance away from everybody.
Okay.
Close enough to in earshot if they need to talk to me, but I'm feeling a little sad.
Okay.
So as you start walking away, I'm going, hey, Meeka.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Also, don't feel bad. I took out my anger on Madam Ying for you.
Yeah, we all lose control of our
what do
powers a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure I hit like a dozen kids in there.
Yeah, you really did, Quill. You actually freed a bunch of them.
Yes. See, sometimes a bad thing turns into a good thing.
Yeah, like you hitting me with the water also hit Madam Ying and opened her up to a blind spot, and I absolutely knocked her block off with my bow staff.
Thanks for doing that.
I think I saw blood.
Yes.
So maybe that makes you feel a little better.
It does a little bit,
Well,
actually.
she's probably not going to see straight for a little while.
If you hit her hard enough, she falls asleep. She may never see anything ever again.
She did get back up.
Dang.
So I wasn't trying to kill. I don't want to kill anyone.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't kill her. The concussion would.
That's a fair point.
Oh, well,
It's like the Batman logic.
That's right.
well said, Brock.
I
Like
didn't kill
always.
him. I just
made the entire
dropped him
building
off a
explode.
building.
So, and I expect after that, Meeka kind of wanders off to her side.
Yeah.
And then Bill's like, hey, Guo. So, who is that guy you made me hit with my bow staff?
I normally like to know a man before I just slam him
Like,
with
typically,
my
I
stick.
only hit people, like, if they have it coming. But you just told me to hit him out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, Guo's never steered me wrong before.
That's
so.
true.
So he's walking around the little area we're at, picking up some firewood, little sticks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's like, he has one stick. He's like, yeah, you really whacked him. And he swings the stick. That was Chang Sanani. He used to run the carnival that, well, basically I was enslaved at, or forced to work there. You know, sometimes our past does leave a mark. And I roll up my sleeve and show you a tattoo on my forearm. And it has a number on it. He's like, yeah, quite literally owned me. He had papers and everything. He marked me with, I was just a number to him. It has like a number, slave number or whatever, asset number, what you call it. It has like my blood type.
Wow.
Isn't that like a big thing in...
It makes sense. Because I mean,
Age.
if you're a slave, then you're like you said, an asset. Like if I need
Yeah.
blood, or if someone I care about needs blood, I'll get
Isn't-
my slave.
I feel
and
like
bring
that's a
as much-
thing in animes too, though. They're like, they introduce characters or in the cutscenes when commercials come back and it says like,
in their blood type.
yeah, I don't know, it's a
A
thing. I
positive
think.
or whatever.
Sure.
That's interesting.
Eye color.
Ooh.
No, but it has like his date of birth or I don't know. His blood type.
So it's got a big number with blood type, date of birth, and
that's
Social
it.
security number.
social security number. Well, that is the number.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't treat us the best, but there was good people in the carnival. I had friends there, so it wasn't all bad.
Well, that's good. And glad I could bop him on the head for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, last time I saw him, he had a stick of his own, but it was more of a magic-y zombie death raising stick. I don't know. It was some spirit stuff. But we got that out away from him, and then from what I heard, they kind of ran him out of the carnival after that.
Have you heard much about the carnival since then? Is it like better if he's gone? Or have you just kind of...
I've heard a few things, but I'm not really ready to go back there.
Well, that's part of the reason I'm so far from my home.
Can Brock just kind of interject? That guy could raise the dead? You just kind of glossed over that.
That's pretty cool, actually. Not cool, though.
I
Not
mean,
cool, Brock. But it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was some sort of magic staff, stick, scepter.
What happened?
Basically took control of him, I think, or influenced him. I mean, he had evil in his heart. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He was not a good guy, so maybe it more amplified it. But
Oh.
What happened to the scepter?
what did happen to that?
Why you want to
scepter?
know, Brock?
I mean, like, if it's still
Didn't it get
available.
Didn't I destroy it?
Yep, you smashed it.
Oh, let me tell you, I had the most perfect shot
Yeah.
Yeah.
with one. It was like a pretty good sized pebble, but I hit the staff just right, and it shattered.
Oh. Impressive.
And there was like,
Have you done that, Brock?
could have sworn I saw like spirits coming out of it too.
Whoa.
This is like the best mutants in Anastasia.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
green vial thing.
That's right.
It's phylactery.
Oh, Brock. Funny thing.
Yeah, what's up?
While we were getting away, Guohan said, "I'm the strongest member of the party."
Well, if you see, I can't read Mr. Okran's letter,
Okay.
but I heard.
Wait, I thought you could read it.
Give me that.
I think there's some sticks over here. I'm gonna go get
Brock. Strong.
But if you heard Meeka read what Mr. Okuran said, he said I was the strongest. That, and now that you mention it, there was a time when you guys were off. Something felt off. It could have been the fact that I was trying to count all those leaves, but I just felt a disturbance. I felt a disturbance, and I could just tell something. A massive lie was told.
I sneezed because someone wasn't talking about me.
I'm allergic to BS, and I had a sneeze.
Brock, you heard the letter. Mr. Okuran said we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not how I heard
but
it.
I'm messing with you, Brock. If it wasn't for the fact that we had guards on our tail, and I was more worried about knocking out Madame Yang, I would have stopped and been like, no, Guo, it's definitely Brock. He's definitely the strongest. But in the moment we had to go. But
Yeah.
you're definitely the strongest. I mean, who else can rock elevator up 100 feet in a few seconds? I can't do that. I can only get like 5 feet in the air with my stick. So
Yeah. I know, it is pretty great. I'm so humble, too.
I can tell. So I'm sure that humbleness came from your time in the arena, right?
I mean, when you lose a lot, you kind of gotta be humble. No one really likes a braggadocious loser.
Oh.
I'm just saying, muscles don't necessarily make the man. They may be defined, well defined,
Thank you.
but they don't have to define you.
Oh.
You've been eating a lot at the fortune cookie store a lot, I see.
Well, he did spend the most time with Okuran, so
Yeah, I thought you spent the most time with Okuran.
kind of.
Kind of.
Well, Guo would ask him. I would spend a lot of time with Okuran, but Guo would listen to his fortune cookie wisdom a lot more than me.
Well, sometimes I had to come up with the fortunes that you get at the fortune telling, the magic. You
Oh, at
put your
Carnival?
coins in, and it.
Oh, the Zanzibar?
Yeah.
They had a Zanzibar at
No,
Mr.
they
at
didn't
the
have,
Blissful Brew?
no,
At
at
the
the
carnival.
carnival. They didn't have a
Oh.
Zanzibar. They dressed up Guo. And they propped him up in a little booth. And he's holding a little magic ball.
Where was that? Where did that rank on like Guo's scale of the jobs that he did or didn't like working at the carnival?
He liked that one pretty well.
That's fair.
So, he could sometimes rig it to, hit on a cute girl.
Okay. Like you give her a particularly positive fortune.
or be like, you will soon bump into, I don't know, romance is waiting in the wings or something.
Oh.
And then
He'd
Guo just
accidentally
walks up
bump into her.
and just I have these the prop wings, these feathers. Oh no.
You want a chicken wing?
Turkey legs, and he's got chicken wings. Oh gosh.
Oh, this is fate. Wait, so Meeka, what was that thing you just did with Bill? For one, and two, why have you not done that before or after any of our other fights?
It's kind of a fair question.
I mean,
Just saying, like you could have helped us out.
none of you are dying, and I physically wounded him. I kind of felt a little bad.
I mean, sure, but like just
What wounds did you have that you needed me to heal?
I mean, like, none. I mean, you just like
None?
splash
Yeah,
hot
exactly.
water on him, and you just put more water on him to fix it. I'm just saying, like, you.
It was boiling water. You saw the burns on his skin.
Not gonna lie, there's burns all over his skin. I mean,
He's not wrong.
like, you gotta be able to talk about it. It's the elephant in the room at this point.
Is it an elephant if we all know about it?
Guess not anymore.
I mean, yeah, I think that's like part of the saying.
I'm sure
right?
you guys have wanted to ask
Yeah.
for the whole time we've known each other.
Actually, I didn't care.
You never cared? Well,
Classic Meeka.
I appreciate that, actually.
What, you said you feel numb?
Yeah.
How do you feel on the inside?
Is that from your fortune telling booth? You know what? I feel a lot better. I've never told that story to anyone before, and it feels good to finally say it. Oh, his name was Blaze.
That's a cool name.
It is. Way cooler than Ash, that's for sure. But yeah, no. He was
Yeah, I
great.
see why you changed it to Bill. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
But every time I say Ash, freaking Brock has to mention some other one of his old friends, Ash Ketchum. I don't even know who this dude is, but Brock keeps referencing him.
I mean, he's a cool guy.
He's got a whole like zoo full of these animals he catches.
Yeah, I mean,
I swear he's got them all.
I think he's in some sort of illegal like animal fighting
Yeah.
ring, but other than that, he's a cool guy.
I don't know.
Somehow has never
I
aged
kind
and
of
he's
like think that
400
Brock
years
has
old.
fought some of those animals in the fighting ring.
Honestly,
That'd be pretty cool.
honestly, I got the
No
short
comment.
end of the stick in cool family names because my older brother was named Ember and my younger brother's name was Blaze, and I got Ash. So
It would have been cool if you were younger, and
But
then
out
they
of
could
the
say
ashes,
that
Oh, it's like the
a
stages of
Blaze
phoenix
fire.
came
rises.
first, and then it became Ash or something.
yeah, but my name's not Phoenix, Meeka. It's just
Although
Ash.
wouldn't it be
But a
Blaze,
phoenix couldn't
then
rise
Ember,
without
then
the
Ash?
ash.
If you think about it.
I guess
Yeah.
I messed up the rising process as I kind of like show my
His name should have been
my
Ember.
burned arm. I go, that was just a joke. Anyways, I'm gonna. Bill starts putting his shirt back on.
At this point, the healing water has dried from your shoulder area, and
Also, Brock,
But
don't-
like, to be fair, Meeka also doesn't care about his scarred hand because she also has a birthmark on her hand, so it's like
yeah,
it is what it is,
Yeah.
honestly. It's not that she's like mean. I
Mm,
mean,
right.
she is, but
Well, sometimes it just depends. Sometimes she can be nice,
Well-
and then she heals her friends.
And then Brock, I wouldn't be hard on Meeka. I mean, she probably just felt like she needed to pay me back for throwing boiling hot water on me.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, she hasn't hurt us any other time, so.
I mean, yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Physically, emotionally,
Physi- yeah.
but
Emotionally, she's.
sheesh, I know how y'all feel about me. Dang.
It's all in love, right, Brock?
Sure.
Sure.
Uh-huh. Anyways, Brock just kind of like he like lays down. And he
Molds
just like
back into
he's
the
like-
earth.
He literally just like falls back like King Boomy in that one episode. He just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
falls back and just sinks into the earth.
Yep,
And he's just gonna just chill out, take a nap.
nice.
I think Brock's going to bed.
Yeah, that's
think-
fair.
I think we all need to go to bed.
Yeah, it's been a day. And Guo rolls into his hammock.
He's a hammock.
His hand.
Oh,
you
yeah.
carry that hammock with you?
Yeah, it folds right in the satchel, man.
Heck yeah. All right.
Bill just kind of.
And Meeka
rests
goes
against
and
this tree he's
ties
been
herself
sitting
up in a particularly thick tree branch.
No.
Oh,
She's just gonna, off in her little corner,
okay.
curl
Oh.
up with her fox dog,
Ah, yes, the classic fox dog.
get
Poe.
some comfort.
All right, sounds good. You guys all get some rest this night, as you guys are quite weary from both the battle with Hot Leaf Juice and Madame Yang, for that matter, as well as the just various like excursion that you guys have made up until this point.
Hey everyone, Skylar here. Are you a fan of Session Zero Heroes and the shows we produce, or the characters involved? Then you should check out our epic merch we have available online. From shirts to stickers and everything in between, we worked hard on creating a variety of designs and made sure to get your favorite characters on those products as well. Whether you're looking for broccoli on a hoodie to wear to the gym with you, or maybe Fizzlefinger's tote bag to stuff your ill-gotten gains in, we've got you covered. Just head over to our website at sessionzeroheroes.com and click on our merch tab to see all the amazing products and designs that you can get. Now back to the show.
You guys wake up, and it is
When we rest,
yeah.
do we? I know we're gonna remove 3 fatigue because
Yes.
we're sleeping outside, but do we move our balance at all?
I don't think so. I think that's more of a something that you do when things are happening, right?
Okay,
Things that are influencing the way that you feel and view the world per se.
Okay.
But yes, so you guys all sleeping in the night, kind of just in the rough, as they would say, in the middle of the woods or whatever the case. You clear 3 fatigue.
Do we clear condition 2? Like, I wouldn't imagine we'd still be angry after a night's sleep.
That might still exist until somebody kind of shifts that from you.
Well, isn't that how you lose those conditions? Is someone has to do something for you? See the back of the
there's
sheet
like
on more clearing
you can
conditions.
either comfort or support, or you can.
Yeah, so if you're angry, you break something important or lash out
that's
at a
right.
friend.
That's how I
feel like-
clear being angry?
Yeah. Yeah.
Break something? Oh, wow, that's right up his alley.
Something important,
I'm
Brian.
gonna go punch some rocks.
I'm gonna have to go punch him.
Rocks are my most valuable.
But it does say something important. Yeah, I was gonna say it's something important, or lash out at a friend.
That's how I clear.
Yeah, we all
anger?
kind of were doing the opposite of lashing out here,
Yeah.
weren't we? You
I
could
mean-
say Meeka lashed out.
I mean,
That's true, actually. I mean,
How?
well,
When you lashed out at Madame Yang and didn't realize you were hurting your friend in the process.
yeah,
It
I would
very
agree with
much
that.
feels
And
like-
or more importantly, you chose the option to kind of hurt your friend in the process. I would agree with that. Yeah, if you want to remove
and you had
angry
the
for that.
angry condition prior to that.
Does
attack,
anybody
so-
else have a condition
No.
that
I,
we could look into?
I had one, but I got cleared with the heal.
Okay.
Brock's angry. He did
Brock's
not break
not-
anything.
You didn't break anything or lash out at anybody.
You just sat there all day counting leaves.
Counting
There's a
leaves.
lot of leaves.
I'm just saying.
I think he's got angry. I think Brock got really angry, and it continued to get angry because the leaves, the wind. There was sometimes the wind; it would move them.
Like someone would
that's
open
so
a door and a
frustrating.
cross breeze would come in and mess
And you
up
just
all
look
the
at him and you're
leaves.
like, dude,
Dude,
come on.
do you not see me counting these leaves?
We would hear a big sigh, and it would go 1, 2.
And I think another key aspect to it as well is the fact that he didn't get to go inside and confront Madame Yang at all.
Oh yeah.
I think that would kind of retain, like, I haven't even gotten any semblance of proverbial revenge necessarily.
I heard Meeka threw boiling
Yeah,
water
exactly.
at her.
She had the
I missed the
opportunity
whole
to do it, and
party.
I missed it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to say that that's kind of where that stands. But whatever the case, make sure you mark or unmark 3 fatigue. Because you guys have kind of had a lot of time to rest, gain some energy back, whatnot. When you wake up the next morning, the daylight, the sun's starting to rise, the birds chirping amidst the forest, maybe a couple of little critters scuffling around. You feel a lot better. You're still a little bit sore, for sure, from the travel, from the fighting. There's still some residual bruises. But for the most part, you feel a lot better. You remember the letter that Mr. Okran had left for Meeka, talking about the final clue that you guys needed to get, which would give you the last piece of the map that would take you to
Did
where
I tell
he has
anybody
the
about my letter?
No, actually, I was going to ask her about it.
Because
in the
I read
morning.
Brock's
That's
letter,
honestly
but
perfect. Yeah.
I didn't really have time to talk about.
So
No, I
we've
think
all
that's
waken
good.
up and we're cleaning up our stuff.
Yes.
I'm
And
gonna-
honestly, all 3 of you have no idea where you're
yeah,
going.
I was going
next.
to be like, hey, Meeka,
What?
can I get my my satchel back?
I don't have your satchel.
Yes, you do. I gave it to you yesterday. You filled it with all those papers.
I put those in my pocket. Oh, the other papers.
all the
Yeah.
stuff, the letters and stuff. Yeah, the orphan.
and the box.
The orphanage letters.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
I take the satchel back and I go, hey, Meeka, also, don't you have our next clue where we're supposed to go next?
Oh, yeah, I do have a letter from Mr. Ogron from me that says something about a map.
So where are we going, Meeka?
Here, I'll read it. I grab it out.
No, it's still in my pocket. I didn't
See,
take it out.
You don't see the word Brock, and you
Oh,
start sweating.
no. What are these letters?
You start looking. You're like, okay, maybe we'll.
It has to be.
Maybe
Has
this is
to
Brock
be.
somewhere. Maybe I can start there.
It has
Where
to
does
be
it
a
say Brock?
different language. It has to be.
You also don't see the word rock.
Oh no!
No. Does it say Brock
I was just
anywhere
gonna say
here?
it says
Any
I went
bros?
to the Southern Water Tribe, Burr, and you're like, oh, I know that one. I know Burr.
Burr.
Brain go burr.
Go Burr. Do you?
You didn't give me a copy of the letter, so I don't remember.
Oh, I
what
wasn't
it
gonna.
says.
It's a long letter. Yours might be one of the longest
Yeah, it
ones
says
in here.
a whole bunch of things about my dad and
So
something
he talked
a map.
about how he went to that same place where you were born and kind of raised in for a little bit before
Yeah.
they kicked you and your dad out. The small village in
have
the
to go
Southern
there?
Water Tribe.
We have to go there?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And he talked about meeting with the chief, or at least he was the chief at the time, Tatonka. And he talks about how, I guess you wouldn't know anything past that. So yeah, but yeah.
You know, if I were stoned right now, I might be able to guess where the final clue is going to lead us to, but you know.
You and being stoned, Brock. Why?
We have to go to my village.
Because we got one more clue there.
Your what?
My village.
Like your home?
I wouldn't call it that.
What does that mean?
Let's just go.
How? Where is this?
What? Yeah, where are we going?
We're all the way in the Earth Nation. Aren't you from
You're a waterbender, so
the Southern Tribe?
Southern or Northern
Please,
tribe?
You guys, if I would assume your characters kind of have an idea of the map, the nations
Yeah.
and stuff. If you did, you'd be like, please, I beg of you, say that you're from the Northern Water Tribe, because we're not that far from the Northern Water Tribe.
Which one are you from? Northern? I'm leaning Northern.
Yeah.
It is Northern. Oh, well, that's not that far.
What? No, it's a Southern.
Oh, it's a southern.
Well, why'd you?
She crossed her fingers.
Oh,
Why you gotta lie
it
like
was
that?
behind your back.
You wanted me to say that, so I said it.
Well,
I'm trying to be a people pleaser.
I'm trying to be friendly with you guys because I feel bad because y'all hate me a little bit. It feels
we
like.
don't hate you,
Well,
Whoa!
no.
Brock.
Yeah, what's up?
You're fine.
You're probably the one that I like the most out of this group right now.
Probably because he's the chillest. And
You're supposed to be my fake husband.
Or my brother.
Or both,
And or
apparently,
brother.
according to that one
and
guard.
pregnant with his and/or child.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
So Southern Water Tribe.
Southern
That's
Water
what.
Tribe.
How do we get there? We're gonna need a boat
we
or
do
something.
have a bison.
Well, you can only use them once, though. How are we gonna get back?
That'd be a bit. Of a cold
Unless he
walk
like
back.
stays there.
Maybe it's a one-way trip. Wait, two-way trip. Just here and back. I don't know.
If I were
We could
stoned,
ask
I
the
could ask the
bison.
voice beyond.
We could ask the bison. Do bison talk? I've never met one.
See,
The guru seemed to make it sound like it was only going to be a one-way trip.
So which one would be smarter? Flying to the Southern Water Tribe or walking there? And then either way, we're gonna be screwed for
Chances
time.
Chances are that we can find something in the Southern Water Tribe that can bring us back.
like a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I guess is Southern Water Tribe close to?
It's not close to anything.
Well, isn't Guaoling? Is that where we're from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gowling.
Yes. Gowling. Isn't that like on the southern part of the Earth Nation?
Yeah,
So,
it's
like,
definitely more south.
so yeah.
for sure.
So it'd be smarter to take the air bison now, and then just because our
What if we take the blue line and then connect to the red line
yeah.
at Union Station?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think we're a
Is
few
this-
hundred years
feel
early
like
for the
this is-
train.
I lean over to Brian and go, I think this is carnival speech.
That is definitely something they would have discussed.
Okay.
Has
so
a
who has the
train been
whistle?
invented? I'm kind of holding everything. Is it me?
Brock's the,
I'm just like
Brock's the
patting
He's a pack
automatic
mule.
Is it me?
Well, the thing is, Brock holds all the. He's our pack mule, but somehow Guo always holds the important stuff.
I don't know. I got all the money.
Trinkets. Yeah, you've got the
like
money.
the squid.
And the
He's
squid.
got Dilbert.
Dilbert's actually holding the whistle.
Oh, Dilbert goes.
He said if we only get Will.
No,
we,
Will.
Well, sure. I'm sure Dilbert can fly all around the world on the back of a flying bison, no problem. If that bison is alive, this squid could fly on it, but that doesn't really help you guys.
Oh dang!
I don't
All right.
understand
So are we
this.
bisoning there and then hoping we can find a boat back, or are
We
we?
don't really have a choice, do we, Brock?
I think that's the move.
I agree.
Okay.
All
Who
right.
has the whistle?
Guo.
Oh yeah, I got it. It's right in my pack next to the kalimba.
Ah.
I pull out the whistle and give it a toot.
All right. You blow into
blow.
it. And
You don't toot a whistle. I don't know why I said toot.
Not really toot a whistle.
you blow into the whistle and no sound comes out. And at first you're a little confused, a little frustrated even maybe. Why isn't this working? Why isn't there any sound coming out? But as you sit there and ponder this, all of a sudden in the sky, you feel a sort of heavy breeze of air kind of start to move towards you that starts to grow and grow and grow until over the tree line you see this massive flying bison. And it sort of lowers itself down to the ground. It kind of just like looks at you guys, probably goes, and it's got a big old, kind of a nice airbender style saddle, but it's like a big saddle, like it could transport multiple people. And it's got a nice little like sort of rope ladder. It kind of hangs down off of its side, and it kind of motions for you guys to climb aboard. This is Mochi, and it is Guru Tapik's Flying Bison companion.
Wow, look at this old boy. Come here, you. Oh, you're so cute. I start scratching his neck.
Oh, he loves it.
Well, all aboard. Let's hit it.
I think he likes Guo.
I think so. Maybe he can sweet talk the bison to another ride.
Maybe.
Whoa, watch the tongue. Oh, man.
Oh, his tongue's bigger than you.
Gotta clean my glasses off now.
But you can't find a dry spot on your clothes because you just got licked. I know what that's like.
Nobody
that's
look.
for sure.
I gotta use my underrobes.
You all climb aboard the Flying Bison. You
Yep.
give him the customary yip yip.
We would know that.
There's a little note
Oh.
probably that's like stuck on the little horn on the saddle. And it
It's
says,
just what you do when you get on a bison, you know? You just
yeah, it's a thing to do. You say yip yip. It's fun. And the bison starts to lift it. I don't know if they maybe each had, I think like any airbender might have had their own. Well, no, it probably was an airbender traditional thing. But anyways,
Yep, yep.
yeah, probably came from that. But anyways,
It's not like we're airbenders.
yeah, exactly. So it would have been instructed. But whatever the case, he understands human speech. He is an intelligent creature. Meeka, probably tells him I need to go to the southern air or water tribe, and he knows where to go.
I'll say please to him. I like animals.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's
I'm
nice. Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you got your fox dog and everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. So he starts to fly you guys in the direction, and it does take quite a few hours. I would say that you guys honestly can, you kind of just hang out on the back of this bison, kind of have a nice ride for a while, maybe even take a little morning nap along the way. But whatever the case, eventually the air around you starts to get colder and colder the further that you go south. You've passed the proverbial equator at this point. And you guys start to look down, and you can see that no longer are you crossing ocean, you're over land, and that land is kind of covered in a layer of snow. And you realize that you are in the Southern Water Nation. And I would say that Meeka, having lived nearby the village, you guys were kind of kicked out of it, but you weren't too far away. When you and your father were kind of growing up in the wilderness, you have a kind of an idea of where this village is at. And so you kind of steer Mochi into that direction until eventually you find the village where you were born. And as you guys kind of land on the outskirts of this village, a puff of snow kind of powdering around you as you guys climb off of Mochi, it is horribly run down. Nobody is here. The village itself seems abandoned, and on top of that, the buildings that make up this village seem to be broken down quite a bit. And the more you kind of look at it, the less it looks like it was broken down just because of the test of time, and more because something might have destroyed it along the way.
Oh, is this where you live?
I haven't lived here for a very long time.
When was the last time you were here?
When I was a child.
So like,
And I just keep walking.
And you just walk in.
like 5 years ago.
Like, we're 15. What are you doing? We're teenagers when you were a child.
Brock, I thought you were 17.
I am. I don't know why I lied.
Why are you trying to make yourself seem younger
Rock,
than you
you
are?
have-
And you're not even
Rock,
like
you
a
have-
full
you have-
adult yet.
I don't know.
At least you have a full beard. That's gonna help
And
with
that's
this cold
true.
environment. My chin's a wee bit chilly.
Yeah. And
We
having
probably-
grown up in the Fire Nation, whew, you're...
Yeah, this place is freezing.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
it's
probably should
cold.
have packed better clothes.
Good thing the whole right side of my body's numb, right? Am I right?
Yeah, too bad Mr.
Hey, it feels
Ogeron...
nice. I can make jokes now about my condition.
Too bad Mr. Ogeron didn't stuff a bunch of nice wool coats inside that teapot or the box or whatever.
Hey, look, Machi has wool coats on his. I'm joking. Guys, let's skin the.
Absolutely
It
not.
was a joke. It was a joke.
I mean,
I'm
we
glad
do
to see
only get
Meeka's still
one
listening.
ride.
Okay, she's not just ignoring us and walking
Okay,
off.
I
as
mean, we
I,
do
I
only
am,
get one
but as I'm
ride,
walking, do I find anything that would help me with this clue that
hear
we're
you,
supposed to
bro.
find?
I mean-
Like,
Yeah, roll assess a situation. There
I
we
think
go.
I'm not angry no more.
Did Mochi
Yeah.
already leave, or is Mochi still here?
I'll get to that in a moment. Oh, that's pretty good. 8. Awesome. Okay, so you get to ask me a question from the list.
What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? Okay, you know that in the letter it mentioned the chief, or at least the ex-chief. I don't know if you would have known that as a child, but whatever the case, the guy that was the chief at the time. Actually, I think it mentioned in the letter that he wasn't
Yeah.
the chief
his
anymore.
name and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. So you maybe in your mind vaguely remember what he looked like, but
There's some familiarity.
Yeah.
to him.
But what you definitely would remember is the nice big chief's like place of residence, which was right in the center of the village. And it was a nice big building.
Well, I walk towards that.
All right, and you can absolutely see it. As you are walking through, obviously, again, you see various like homes and huts that have all kind of just been seemingly destroyed, maybe even torn apart a little bit, some less than others, some very obviously so. But you make your way towards the chief's hut. This is the largest of the resident huts, and it obviously belonged to whoever was chief of this village. You walk inside, and you see that the place is kind of a bit of a mess. The outside of it seemed pretty intact for the most part, especially compared to a lot of the other buildings. But on the inside, the place seems like someone came in here and just tore the place up. Threw furniture around, slashed through some of the fabric or anything that was like filled with hay, causing it to spill out. On the walls, you do see a variety of different potions, or seemingly potions, concoctions, bottles of obscure, who knows what, but various liquids of different colors. On the walls, you can see some sort of like research and boards that have depictions of plants and various wild animals, all of which seem to have like weird kind of glowing eyes, like somebody took a red marker or crayon or chalk or something and drew in these, actually I think they were blue eyes, bright blue glowing eyes. And yeah, I mean, that's the basic gist of it. Is there anything particular that you're poking around with or anything like that?
I'll look at the little animal eye things.
The drawings? Okay. So yeah, you see a variety of drawings. Pretty much any of the types of animals that you would be familiar with living in the Southern Water Tribe. Everything from the otter penguins to just straight up wolves, which I did see were like one of the few animals that are just as is in the Avatar universe. But whatever the case, you see all of these depicted with these glowing blue eyes. You see notes underneath. It's kind of hard to make out. It just kind of talks about like, oh, we saw this creature. It was possessed. Or like one of the common word that you see throughout a lot of this. And there are definitely some research papers that seem to be underneath. And they
Research papers. I'll look through them.
Yeah, absolutely. You see a lot of stuff. It seems to be outlining a lot of the plants. And it seems like they were after some sort of research or some sort of attempt to deal with the possessed beast is kind of what it says. One specific note reads,
I've done everything that I can to try to stop the disease that seems to spread from creature to creature, but nothing seems to have stopped the beast that we've managed to capture. The best I've been able to do is ward them off with the smell of sword mint leaves, which the beast seems to dislike, but it only works for a short period before they become even more angered and attack us anyway. I fear the only thing left is to flee this village, maybe join up with another. I hate to lose the power I've garnished here, but perhaps I may be able to create a need for a new village chief elsewhere.
And it's signed Chief and Shaman. Doesn't even have like a name. It's just he went by titles, whoever it was.
Jeez, what happened here? Bill says as he walks through the door and sees this full-on mess of the room.
It's a bit of a mess.
What's this about a beast?
Bro.
What?
He's just
read that to herself, bro.
Wait, he's just looking
He
at
was-
the pictures. What's all these beasts?
Yeah,
He
there
was
you go.
stoned. He heard the full
He's not stoned. Restart it, Brock. Come in again. Let's
Alright,
go.
fine.
So Bill walks in and says, "Whoa, what happened here?" And I
What's
say,
all this then?
Brock walks in and he says, "What's up with this hideous beast?"
apparently this village was being plagued by some kind of beast.
Were
Like
you
by
here
some
for all this?
Possession. Absolutely not.
Where were you?
Living in the wilderness with my dad.
With my
Oh, the guy we met.
Yeah.
Why were you not? Why were you in the wilderness?
Yeah. Was
Seems-
it because of the beast?
I don't know anything about the beast other than what's in these pictures here, and apparently they some kind of possession.
Oof.
Okay.
Let's look further into that.
Hey, like the staff.
Oh. Yeah, maybe. Oh, is this more spirit stuff? Uh-oh.
Sounds like it. She said possessed.
Well, at least we're out of the cold for now. I wonder if there's any coats in here.
Oh yeah. I'm freezing.
Look
right
around
now.
for any blankets or anything, sealskin.
Yeah, I would.
Whatever.
I would definitely say that you guys find some what look like maybe some reject cloaks. They might have like a couple of tears in them, or maybe they're just like a little bit stinky. I think they'd all be musty to say the least,
Yeah.
but they're warm. So
Yeah, give him here. Guys, I'm already the palest person in our group, and I'm ghost white right now. How cold this place
you're
is.
starting to go from ghost white to blue.
I'm starting to look clear.
Yeah, opaque. Guys, I'm fading.
So what else was around here?
So there's a whole bunch of like I said, bottles. There might be some like dried plants hanging
Can
from
I look at that and see if there's any of that sword mint?
swordment.
that you
Sure.
said? Just in case.
Yeah,
have to
absolutely.
probably-
Well, here's what I'll say. I'll say that if you mentioned it to Guo, I feel like Guo is pretty familiar with the various plants, especially stuff that Okran was using for teas and things along those lines. I think between the two of you, you'd probably be able to identify.
I guess I'll just say to the group that apparently this beast is not a huge fan of sword mint. However, it's not a permanent ailment to get rid of him. Just in case he were to come back to this village, I don't know anything about him, but that would be something that we could be on the lookout for. To have as a backup.
Okay. I'll keep my eyes open for sure.
Yeah, amidst the dried plants, I'd say Guo, again, kind of being the expert on a lot of this kind of stuff, having studied a lot of what Mr. Okuran kind of depicted, being probably the most interested in studying what Mr. Okuran was sort of putting out there, is able to find kind of like a sprig, or not like a singular sprig, but like a little cluster that they have hanging from the wall of just some dried sword mint. And the reason it's called sword mint is it kind of has like a very nice curve to the leaf, kind of makes it look like a scimitar is what the leaves look like, so that's why they call it sword mint. But it smells very minty. It's like a really sharp mint, kind of like spearmint, but I had to come up with something different. Whatever the case, at first you don't really notice much about it as far as the scent goes, but since it's been dried out, the second you start kind of shaking it around and getting some friction going and things like that, you can kind of start to smell that. And you know that if you were to burn it for sure, it would just like whoosh, you would just smell mint like everywhere, right? So you have a nice little bundle of sword mint available.
Bill sees that and you hear an audible sigh. He goes, of course it's tea. It's always tea. It's always tea with this guy. Every time. Tea.
All right, everyone get your complimentary sword mint.
I'd
and
rather
I
not.
break off the sprigs and hand them out to you guys.
Okay, so now you've all got a slightly smaller sprig.
Well, at least it smells nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not eating it.
Oh yeah, you don't
I'm
have to
drinking
eat it.
it.
Nobody's asking you to eat or drink it.
Okay.
Whatever the case, as you guys are passing this out, you start to hear some noises from outside, some light growls, some foots pattering. This one's actually pattering, moving around amidst the snow. And you realize that some sort of creature is right outside of this chief's hut that you're in. And with that, we're going to close out episode 9 of Benders and Brews Season 3.
Mochi, you're too big to fit in the tent.
Yes, I was gonna say. it's gotta
I
be
first thought
Mochi.
Mochi too.
Hey everyone, Skylar the Game Master for Benders and Brews and the Creative Director over at Session Zero Heroes here. I just wanted to give you a quick outro before you head over to the next episode or call it a day. Firstly, thank you so much for listening to our show. It means so much to us to have such amazing people like yourself that enjoy the content that we produce. Without you, there really wouldn't be much point in all the work that we put into recording, editing, and sharing our TTRPG sessions with all of you. With that being said, we would love it if you would throw some love our way and drop us a review or a rating or whatever it is called wherever you're listening to the show based on whatever platform that allows you to leave reviews and leave recommendations. It means a lot to us to get to hear why you love the show we make, and it also helps the show reach other listeners as well, allowing us to grow our community. So, if you're feeling especially generous, you could even go as far as to share our show to your friends and family who also enjoy TTRPG actual play podcasts. It's really expensive for us to be able to advertise, and we don't do much of it, so it's a lot more help to have you guys share it with people that you know will enjoy it, and then they can join in the community that we're creating. That would make you a Session Zero hero yourself. And additionally, we'd love to have you stop by on one of our various social platforms and interact with the channel there. You can find Session Zero Heroes on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Discord. We post all sorts of updates, clips, and even the occasional behind-the-scenes look at what we're up to. And if you're ever looking for information on SZH, or you don't use a podcast streaming site but you want to listen to our shows, you can do so by checking out our website at sessionzeroheroes.com. And while you're there, you can find out about the cast and the crew that make our show and provide the players' voices in all of our various series. And if you're feeling especially cheeky, you can check out our merch store, where we have a ton of designs and products to choose from, all of which help us pay the bills and keep the lights on. So once again, thank you all so much for listening, and remember to stay curious, stay heroic, until we roll again.